Hello there and welcome to Eye on Port. This program is proudly brought to you by Gold Company Limited, Serene Insurance, Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, and the Ghana Revenue Authority. Our proud media partner is the Business and Financial Times. In this week's edition of the program, we are discussing the Integrated Customs Management System. It's been 8 months since the Icums was introduced, and many were those who were apprehensive at the implementation of the Icums. There were others who also expressed hope that this will improve trade facilitation in the country. But before we bring you this particular discussion, let's take a look at some important developments at the Port of KETA project site.
The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority has constructed a project office in Keji in the KETA municipality at the location where the proposed KETA port would be built that would serve as a reference point for all developments associated with the KETA port project. The satellite office is a specially made modular unit where development and planning meetings between GPHA and its technical partners will take place. It is also going to have an information center where all information regarding the KETA Port project will be acquired by all people, including the KETA community members. According to the Director General of GPHA, Michael Luguje, feasibility studies on the KETA Port project, currently ongoing by international consultants, will be completed by the end of January 2021. He said all plans associated with the development of the massive port infrastructure will take place in the project office.
When the project team comes and they need to discuss issues, usually from field you sit in the office to look at your drawings and plans and whatever changes needs to be done. All that work will be done here. And you notice that it is a facility that is going to serve a wider purpose for some time until the main port's major administrative block is determined its location and its construction. So that is the purpose for this.
The DG said the KETA Port Project Office, which is only days away from completion, will be manned by some GPHA staff, including personnel from GPHA Security Department with assistance from Ghana Police.
And we are very grateful to Ghana Police Service. We've applied to the IGP and he has graciously accepted to assist with police presence here day and night. GPHA Security will also be here. And then the Information Office will also be manned by some staff for now, but the rest will be project staff that will come in and out, including the director of KETA Port himself.
The DG of GPHA also assured that some residents of KETA are going to be employed to man the KETA Port project offices.
You always need to involve the community, so certainly the complement of staff we'll be having here will include some from this community.
The director of KETA Port, Dr. Alexander Yaweduse Jr., solicited the support of all Ghanaians towards the successful realization of the KETA Port, which would develop the Volta region of Ghana.
We need the support of all the citizenry and all the political parties, if so be it, so that we can develop the KETA Port for the benefit of Volta region. And that's what we are interested in.
He said there is every indication GPHA will see to the realization of the vision to have a port in KETA for the development of the Volta region.
What we know is developing a port is not an event, it's a process. But if you look at what we've done, we've actually advanced the process to have a project office on site ready to go. Tells us that GPHA is ready for the development of KETA Port.
The engineering contractor for the project office indicated that the facility is very durable and well fitted for the purpose intended.
Back to our main subjects on assessing how far the implementation of the Icums has come so far. Eye on Port engaged the chairman of the implementation team of Icums, who is also an assistant commissioner, and he touched on some successes that have been chalked as well as some pertinent challenges in its implementation. Let's take a listen.
An assistant commissioner of customs in charge of the Accra Sector Command and the chairman of the implementation team of the Integrated Customs Management System, Emmanuel Hene, has revealed that the initial challenges during the rollout of the Integrated Customs Management System has been reduced by about 70%, 8 months since the introduction of the system. Emmanuel Hene, while speaking on Eye on Port, revealed that the initial delay that users of the system faced when processing bill of entries, for example, is a thing of the past. He said, once an importer through his or her agent, submits documents in Icums that are not subject to any queries, it does not take up to 2 hours to process a pre-manifest declaration.
So if you are compliant, you would not go through that rigmarole of, spending too many hours or the like, in processing your pre-manifest declaration documentation.
He said the pre-manifest declaration is one of the pillars of Icums that satisfies the ideals of the World Trade Organization.
One of the very attractive models, which is being used by about 70% of the freight forwarders, is what I just explained, the pre-manifest declaration. Now, it is one of the pillars of the trade facilitation agreement from the World Trade Organization. It allows you to process your paperwork and make payment prior to the arrival of the vessel and the goods.
The Assistant Commissioner of Customs in charge of the Accra collection also attributed the success of Icums to the decentralization of clearance processes from the Customs Technical Services Bureau. He said now, outstations across the various frontiers of the country can manage some of the various customs regimes, including import, export, re-export, transit, etc.
As we speak, we have not only initiated, the processes where now the outstations have been empowered and trained to manage, some of the customs regimes. So in a place like Elubo, where we had, a lot of complaints at the onset, the decentralization has taken place. In Aflao, we have some decentralization that has also taken place.
Emmanuel Ohene also indicated that the initial problem of manifest matching that bedeviled the system is currently non-existent. He said Icums broke down the previous pre-arrival assessment reporting system and ensured that classification and valuation were done through the Icums with a customs supervisor who quickly verifies documents and generates a tax bill. This, according to him, has eliminated the multiple routes one had to go through prior to the payment of duties, which is a hallmark of the Icums systems. The AC also revealed that Icums has now been able to integrate successfully with the Driver's Vehicle Licensing Authority nationwide, despite the difficulties associated with acquiring historical data.
As we speak today, the data for, registering vehicles is available.
He added that in excess of 7,000 tracking devices have been provided by Icums for the monitoring of transit cargo, and that the temporary escorts on transit cargoes have stopped.
I do not think that the quality we have is inferior to what was, being used before the advent of the Icums.
Quality, is it the same quality?
The quality of the systems we have is above board.
Is it an improved version of what used to be there?
Yes, I will say so.
The chairman of the Icums implementation team also disclosed that since the advent of Icums, 141 customs offices across the country that hitherto were operating manually have been brought on board the Icums automated systems, and by the end of the first quarter of 2021, all customs offices will be onboarded.
I just returned from Elubo last night, and we were in Elubo to offer refresher training for the officers and the freight forwarders and the other stakeholders, and then pass through Hafasini, where the offices are Jewiwaf, only yesterday. And so the process of, ensuring that the Icums is deployed into all these offices is in a very advanced stage.
The Assistant Commissioner of Customs revealed that despite the negative impact of the coronavirus on the global shipping business, Icums has been able to help government exceed its target in August and November from Ghana's ports.
With the introduction of the Icums, we started hitting 1.2900 billion every month, and that was not the average that we were clocking in the previous year.
He opined that some of the challenges that came during the initial rollout of the system was also due to users of the system being reluctant to learn the new ways of doing things, which is common with most new systems. He, however, said that the Icums team has been continually sensitizing users of the system at the various frontiers of the country, and that has seen significant improvement in users' understanding of the system.
The training is continuous, and we have a center that is responsible for helping them. And for most of them today, they're doing it. I mean, I would dare say that, you know, the challenges we had 6-7 months ago with, you know, understanding the system is still persistent.
The chairman of the Icums team said he is gladdened by the numerous refreshing feedback from users of Icums who attest to the efficacy of the new integrated customs management system.
Just last night, I was in a discussion with one of the, you know, big players at the port, and he was telling me the challenges we had at the beginning. I don't even think about them again. And he's not an isolated case. I mean, the feedback that comes from them is so important to some of us.
He said the Icums team are now readily accessible to address challenges faced by users.
As we speak today, we moved to the long room in August of 2020. And so we have help desk. We have a dedicated team that is
at the long room.
That is in the long room. And it's important to mention that we also have the Ghana Link, our technical service providers, now having their own offices at the harbor, you know, commercial area. And so it is very easy to reach, you know.
Emmanuel Ohene, however, admitted to some persistent challenges of the Icums system, including the inconveniences associated with state warehouse rent.
The issue is that you know, the system is set up such that the agents found it inconveniencing having to, you know, go and have it manually calculated for them before they go back, you know, to go and pay. The commuting from one point to the other, you know, was quite uncomfortable. And admittedly, you know, we were actually very much aware of that. And the administration in TEMA took some decisions to see how we could ameliorate the situation.
He also indicated that customs would do well to engage its technical partners to improve the existing duty calculator to be more user-friendly to the general public. The chairman of Icums stated that Icums has only gone through its first phase of introduction, and that the second phase of introduction will not only ameliorate the pertinent challenges, but also introduce many exciting innovations that would improve doing business in the country.
We haven't reached where we intend to be.
Okay.
Not anywhere near, okay? But we have come really far. One of the issues we seek to do is to decouple the release from customs payment and the shipping lines.
So as admitted by Mr. Ohene, we hope the Icums team will address some of the challenges that have arisen in the implementation of the Icums so the trading public can enjoy this system, which is expected to improve trade in the country. Eye on Port returns after this break.
Every now and again, Goil makes good things happen. This time, Goil has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goil Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goil Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goil Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Goil Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goil has that sorted. Goil, good energy.
Electricity, pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Oh, how are you?
Hi Yvonne, a few words please. Everyone is talking about the fire at your production house last week. How are you holding up? Has production stalled?
No, not at all. My crew and everyone on my set is perfectly fine because I insure with Serene Insurance. As a matter of fact, I've had all my equipment replaced, including the vehicles that were affected. My workers have been sorted out. Even my production downtime has been covered. So it's all good. I have a meeting to attend to, so I have to get going. Sorry about that.
Which insurance company did you mention?
Serene Insurance, the new face of insurance, a member of First Sky Group.
Sa coronavirus yare no yare a sign pa. So obinya bi na se opo wagu so ana se ohwinti gu so a utumenya yare ni bi.
Okadi ni bahani onaka oyehila ekoji. Ohe banye do. Oba wulo. Ogo bahunu. Oba chine. O jamba wohe. Oba na sen kaka. Mekme musunchon. Mekme nuni enihi.
Coronavirus infection, the symptoms can range from mild, one of it being asymptomatic. Asymptomatic just means that you may not have any symptoms at all, and the disease process can gradually worsen to be a severe form, the severest being ultimately death.
We are expected to sanitize our hands when our hands are not visibly soiled or you can't really see dirt on your hands. If you can see dirt on your hands, the best thing to do is to wash your hands with soap and the running water.
If you're using any of the cloth face masks, always make sure you have a rubber bag ready to receive it when you remove it, or you have a bowl of warm soapy water in which you can place the mask and wash. Wash your mask, dry in the hot sun for at least 5 hours, and apply heat by way of ironing.
Welcome back from the break. Now, news and activities happening within the port and maritime industry next.
The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority deems it necessary to support worthy causes that elevates the standard of living of Ghanaians. To this end, GPHA has been sponsoring some impactful community initiatives of the Rotary Club of TEMA MERIDIAN. The Port Authority has recently sponsored the Rotary Club of TEMA MERIDIAN for the renovation of the TEMA Maternity Home to provide a more conducive environment for nursing mothers who visit the facility. Hitherto, the inadequate shelter at the maternity home exposed nursing mothers to the harsh sunshine and sometimes rain. The Deputy Director of Nursing Services at the TEMA Maternity Home during the commissioning of the renovated health facility said the donation will go a long way to help the nurses provide quality health care to clients who visit the facility.
Formerly, pregnant women were seen hanging around and standing under the scorching sun and the rain. Situation affecting client safety, leading to low coverage in our antenatal registrants and attendants. But with the help of Rotary Club, TEMA MERIDIAN branch, all these are now things of the past.
The president of the Rotary Club of TEMA MERIDIAN, Philip Gebu, lauded the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority for heeding to the call to improve the health facility.
Contacted Ghana Port and Harbour Authority, who agreed to sponsor this project, for which we are very grateful. Let's give a big round of applause to GPHA.
The Assistant Governor of Rotary Club, William Ofori, assured that the humanitarian group will continue to leverage on available resources to make lasting impacts on the society. He encouraged the custodians of the maternity home to exercise high maintenance of the facility as they continue to seek for further improvement.
I would encourage all of us to make good use of the facility, but let us also look after it well. That is the only way we can show gratitude. And then hopefully more people will come.
The Principal Marketing and Corporate Affairs Officer of GPHA, Samuel Ajeman, stated that the renovation of the TEMA maternity home falls within GPHA's corporate social objectives in healthcare, hence the support.
When Rotary approached, and they approached sometime back about 2 years ago, we decided that we share common objectives and we wouldn't let them just do it by themselves. So we wanted to join hands and be able to do this together. That is why you see what you're seeing today, the partnership, the collaboration. And we can assure them that it's not just going to be the first.
Meanwhile, the 2019-2020 National Service Badge of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, whose time at GPHA was somewhat shortened by the coronavirus pandemic, has made donations to the New Life Children's Home in Nungua. The 2019-2020 badge of the National Service personnel, numbering 481, donated a polytank and toiletries to the children at the charity as one of its key projects to cap their year as a group. Earlier in October, the group donated 2 branded benches for GPHA's transport yard, 25 branded glass wall and table clocks for the various receptions of the authority, with accompanying citations as a token of their gratitude for the opportunity given them.
On behalf of GPHA NASPA 2019-2020, we present these items to the New Life Nungua Children's Home as a show of goodwill and also support to the good works you are doing here. And may the Lord continue to bless you.
The founder of the New Life Children's Home, Nia Foteboche II, who is the chief of Otino, said since its establishment in the year 2000, the institution has been able to solicit support from individuals and organizations towards the development of the underprivileged children, with some attaining tertiary levels of education and others vocational careers.
We have some who have started their own business. Some of them mowed the block for our new building. The fabricating work were also done by them with a professional. So apart from the normal academics, they are also doing what we call vocation and technical.
International ports and maritime news next.
The leaders of the major shipping bodies are calling on the Amazon CEO, Jeff Bezos, to take a stand for the seafarers stranded at sea due to COVID-19 related travel restrictions. It is estimated that around 400,000 seafarers have been stuck on ships way beyond their contracts, unable to disembark or reach out to their families, with 400,000 more unable to sign onto ships. BIMCO, Intercargo, International Chamber of Shipping, and Intertanko sent a joint open letter to Bezos asking him to use his influence and profile as the world's leading retail entrepreneur whose business relies upon global shipping to exert pressure on the incoming Biden administration in the US and other world leaders to recognize seafarers as key workers. The IMO member states have agreed to give further consideration to the industry-led proposal for the establishment of a $5 billion research and development fund aimed at accelerating the introduction of zero-emission technologies into the shipping industry. The fund is being proposed as the shipping industry attempts to centralize and streamline investment into research and development into relevant projects and scale them up in order to avoid significant amounts of money becoming stranded. Under the proposal made in 2019, the core funding will be collected over a 10-year period via a mandatory $2 R&D contribution per ton of fuel oil purchased for consumption. A container ship identified as Cyprus-registered Tina 1 ran aground in the Singapore Strait on Sunday, November 22, after hitting an Iranian vessel grounded in the area since May. The ship, which was reportedly underway from Singapore to Jakarta loaded with containers had 20 crew members on board who were declared safe. The Indonesian Ministry of Transport said that after it inspected the scene, it did not find any leaks or spills around the ship. DRAD Global has reported that 3 people have been kidnapped from the Togo-flagged bunkering vessel Stelios K, which was boarded by a group of pirates while en route to Lagos. As reported, the ship owner lost contact with the vessel on November 17, resulting in authorities seeking to establish the vessel's location and make contact with the crew. Shortly after the attack, the local authorities managed to get in contact with the hijackers and started negotiating the release of the vessel and the crew. Details of the negotiations remain undisclosed.
Now, schedules of vessels in the port, those at the anchorage and those expected in the coming week, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rate next.
Here are some comments. Theo from TEMA says, there are massive delays when BOEs are submitted to customs for assessment. Theo, AC Ohene indicated in his submission that although delays seldom happen, when they do, they are mostly as a result of queries on documentation submitted by declarants. Again, he said he encourages you to approach the Icums help desk with specific difficulties for redress. Nathaniel from Pong has a suggestion. He says, I have a problem with some of the shipping lines. They should get more banks. It takes too long to take payment receipt and it is very bad. They should do something about it. Nathaniel from Pong asks, why does the system go off every Monday and Tuesday all the time you go to the bank? Nathaniel, the chairman of the implementation team of Icums, says that should not be the case and he will investigate it. Mopopo from Aflao says, I want to ask the Assistant Commissioner if the 50% and 30% discount on both goods and vehicles are still applicable. Hi, the discount on benchmark values on goods and HDVs on vehicles are still in place.
That's all for this week's episode of Eye on Port. Thank you for watching and thanks to the entire crew.